So the short of this video is this. I was traveling around daily using, even at home, these 3 different bricks, like a USB-C brick that Anker also makes, a big bulky MacBook Pro 87 watt charger, I think that is, and a 20 watt Apple charger for my phone. This all got replaced with this, the Anker Prime 6-in-1 charging station. I'm gonna tell you a little bit how that happened, why this just sort of took over everything, and why I think you should actually consider this, because this thing is sweet. It literally does it all. It charges the MacBook Pro, it charges the iPad, my iPhone, my AirPods, Kindle, even my mirrorless camera, my Canon R5 that I'm shooting this on right now. This will handle charging that as well, along with these 2 sort of AC plugs here up at the top. So this Anker charging station, I'm just gonna call it a charging station from here on out. I originally got this a couple months ago because I wanted something with like a flat wall plug that I could like put up against the couch or like a cabinet or something, and just have this sitting back behind either, somewhere out in a living space. I wanted to just have something that was low profile, low key, sitting out in the living space that anyone could come over, charge their phone, or like my wife and I are watching TV, we need to plug our phones in for a little bit. We can just plug that in right there and we're set. Don't have to worry about carrying around the brick or whatever. And to put this thing into perspective, this is actually about the size of an iPhone 15 Pro Max, maybe a little bit thicker and a little bit taller, but this is it next to my iPhone 15 Pro, not the Pro Max, and they're pretty close in size as you can see here on screen. But still, it is thinner than even the 20 watt brick that Apple sells. It's definitely thinner than the big MacBook Pro charger, and it's definitely thinner than previous Anker chargers, charging bricks that I've used in the past. It is longer, but I actually do like the slimmer profile. It sits a little bit neater on like a table or a desk. It also travels, I think, a lot easier because you can just throw this in flat somewhere. Just feels like it's a lot easier than this like more bulbous thing, I don't know. And one of the cool things that Anker did with this line is they put a screen on the front so you can actually see how fast your device is charging or how much energy your device is drawing as far as like watts go. And you can turn the screen off with the little button on the side. So if you don't want it there, if you're in like a dark room or something, or if it's just annoying, distracting, whatever, that's easy enough to solve. And if you're like me and you're like the tech person in your family home or whatever, or people come to visit you from your family and friends and they're like, oh, my phone's not charging right, or I think this cable's dead, or why does your phone charge faster than my phone? That was legitimately something that happened right before I went on this big trip. My cousin came to visit me, plugged in his phone into one of these and said, oh yeah, you're using a charger that's too slow. You could get something that is faster, charge your phone 3-4 times faster. Saved him a lot of time, and then also saved us all a lot of time not having to charge our phones on the go. Everyone just could leave the house with a full charge. It was very nice. But if you need something, like if you have that cable drawer and you're like, I'm not sure if this cable works anymore, or maybe the scenario now with the way that things have progressed is like that cable works, but it doesn't deliver a fast enough charge, even if you have a big fancy charger like this, this can just help you solve those problems really quick because it'll tell you how fast it'll charge your device. If you're the tech person in your home, this is absolutely a device that you want to have. So my wife and I were using this sort of as the like tech device in the living area, plug in your phone, whatever, just to get a quick charge. But then this past month, we were on the road for about a month. So I was in Mexico City, went to Austin, Texas, then San Diego, then up to the San Francisco Bay Area. And through all of that, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna bring this one device. I'm gonna still bring all this other stuff because this is just what I'm used to, but I'm gonna bring this and just see, do I end up using this more? And the short of it is, yes, this ended up being like the only charger I basically used on the entire trip. Because it's so slim, I was just able to throw this like into my checked luggage or like my roller bag. It was really easy to deploy, just like easy to get access to, like throw into a hotel room, an Airbnb, family member's house. So we'll talk about up at the top, it has these 2 AC ports, like these just like standard wall ports that you would have. And while I wouldn't plug like a hair dryer or like a tea kettle into this, like definitely if you're unplugging say like a clock or a lamp or like a desk lamp, something, and you need to plug that back in and still get access to charging ports. It's nice that this thing has the standard outlet, so whatever you need to unplug, you can just plug right back in here. It basically makes any outlet available for you, which is very nice. Now, down here at the bottom, the main event, all these 4 USB ports. The total power that's going through this entire hub is about 140 watts, which is more than enough to fast charge even I think a 16-inch MacBook Pro. I have the 14-inch MacBook Pro. It's more than enough to fast charge the 14-inch MacBook Pro if you have a cable that can support support it, like the MagSafe cable that comes with the laptop. So if you just have one device plugged in, it'll take 140 watts out of there if your device can support that fast of charging. So if you have 4 devices connected here drawing as much power as possible, the USB-A ports will do 12 watts each, which is still 2.5 times faster than the like 5-watt adapter that Apple used to sell in the box or give you in the box. And then each of these USB-C ports will do 60 watts, which for me was more than enough to keep my laptop topped off while doing Zoom calls and even some editing on the road, which was very welcome, very welcome. And I think there's like a different fall off if you have like only 2 of these like ports connected, like how much power you can draw from each side. But the short of it is like the smallest amount of power you can draw over the USB-C is 60 watts, or like that would be like the lowest peak, I guess, because you can still draw like 1-2 watts if you're just topping off like your AirPods or whatever over USB-C, but it can charge up to 140 watts if it's just one device connected, 60 watts if there's 4 devices connected, drawing all that power. In real world usage, this thing rocked on my travels. This thing did everything I needed it to do. I wasn't fumbling through my bag trying to get all these other bricks and adapters or whatever. I would just pull this out of my bag, plug it into the wall, and just sort of like connect everything I needed to connect. I typically would have my MacBook Pro in one, my iPhone in another, and then I'd have a USB like A to C cable maybe for like my Kindle or my iPad, and then another one to Lightning for my AirPods. This does now bring me to a few of the concerns or drawbacks of this device. The first concern that I had, or the first thing that was a little bit weird to me, was that when you plug in a device to these like wall ports here, the AC outlets on this charger, it does not show you how much power is being drawn. The sort of power draw screen only shows you what the power is being drawn on the USB ports, both the USB-C and USB-A, but you will not see how much power is being drawn over the AC ports. That's fine. But that was like a minor weird thing, like, oh, that wasn't clear to me when I first got this. The second thing about this is the material just doesn't feel like it was made as a travel device. I mean, it definitely travels well. It's a solid device, but it wears very quickly. You can see all sort of like the scratches up at the top here, even on this like glossier part. It just like, it's starting to get scuffed really easily. When I think about like, okay, I just did some heavy traveling and being on the road for a month is no joke. Most people are gonna travel for maybe a few days, a week at most, but it's already showing some wear. And it just doesn't seem like, maybe Anker could use like a harder plastic if they wanted to make like a travel version of this, but that wouldn't stop me necessarily from buying this again if I knew how valuable this was as a travel tool. And finally, going back to the AirPods thing, like this thing does not have wireless charging. It looks like it could, it looks like it should, which is weird to say, I guess, but I really would have liked it if there was just like a wireless charging thing up at the top. Right now, the only reason I carry around a Lightning cable is because my AirPods 3rd generation still charge over Lightning or MagSafe wireless charging. So I end up carrying around like the MagSafe wireless charging puck because I can use that at least with my phone or my AirPods, but it would have been nice if that was just integrated into the top here, and then I wouldn't have to carry around a USB to Lightning cable or even the wireless charging puck. That'd be a nice to have, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker, but you should know that yes, wireless charging is not here. Overall, this device has been promoted from like the living area. We'll probably get a second one for the living area, but this now lives on my desk and sort of powers my setup here. Well, right now it's unplugged and everything that's running this setup is gonna get plugged back in as I'm doing this video right now. But yeah, this is like my new like desk friend. This is the thing that's gonna sit on my desk, power my laptop, charge my phone, keep my Kindle and headphones, and even my camera topped off. I'm very, very stoked on this thing. Very pleased with it. I hope this thing lasts a really long time because it is solving for several chargers and playing multi-duty right now. Very, very happy that Anker made this thing. I'll have a link in the description below if you want to check out where you can find these things, and leave a comment down below if you end up picking up one of these, and tell me what devices you end up charging with it. I'm curious. Subscribe to this channel if you have yet to. I got a ton of videos. I've been on the road recording stuff. I haven't published anything in like a month, a little over a month now. It's crazy. Subscribe to this channel if you have yet to. I'm back. Like now that I'm not traveling, I'm stoked to just make some more videos. And for everyone who already has subscribed, thank you so much. And we will do it again soon. Later.